tackle Derrick Henry?
Woo! Oh man, it's like okay. I'll put it like this. I'm weighing probably at the time when I face him. I'm probably I say 218, 220, and then you got a 200 and I ain't gonna give him nothing lower than 260. It's like a big old freight train just running right at you. You know, and then the worst part is when you fighting off a block and you go to lean and it's just you and him and you have absolutely no power. And that's what sucks.
Hey guys, welcome on into Drinks with Binks. I'm Julie Stewart-Binks. You know what we are. We're the show that sits and sips with some of the biggest in sports, entertainment, and media. And today's guest, we actually met last year at Super Bowl Media Week, Radio Row. That was just sort of the revolving door of interviews. I'm not even sure if he remembered who I was because he probably had like 10,000 interviews that day, but somehow had us agreed to come back on this show. And while football season might be over, the grind never stops. We are so thrilled to be able to welcome in two-time All-Pro linebacker from the Indianapolis Colts, Darius Leonard. Darius, thanks so much for joining us here today. I didn't sing my Darius Rucker wagon wheel to get in the mood to have you on the show, but I think that you top Darius Rucker and in terms of Darius's.
I can agree with that. I'm a competitor. I think that Darius is. I think I'm the best Darius in the world. So I'm gonna go with that.
That's good, yes. And I know you said you're a country guy. You like the song. I was going to tell Fubo to buy the rights of Wagon Wheel ahead of time just in case we decided to break out in song. But you do like to jam along to that, right? Of course.
There's Rucker. Yeah, of course I love it, man. That's what I grew up on. The Wagon Wheel, that's, from the country. Love it. He's from Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm from South Carolina. So we're right there.
Yep, heading down south. I'm not going to sing the lyrics because I know I'll get in trouble. Okay, let's get back on track. Darius, so great to see you here today. We know football season, it's the off season for you. Give us an update. Where are you? What's going on? How are you doing today?
Oh, first of all, I'm in South Carolina, Lakeview, South Carolina. What I'm doing now is just, spending time at high school. Right now is playoff basketball, so just being around them. My little niece plays, so I'm watching them, and being around baseball. I love that as well. So just make sure I'm staying around the kids. Make sure that I show my face and just relaxing. Today was actually my first day of working out of off season. So this morning was very tough, but I'll be sore tomorrow. But besides that, everything's been well. My little girl is turning 2 next month. I got another one coming in June, so definitely looking forward to it.
Exciting times. Yeah, and by the way, it looks like you've got quite the gym in your background. Is that a cutout of yourself back there?
Yeah, this is where I get down at. This when I'm in the shop, this is where everything goes down there, and I have that fat head of me in it when. When I don't just work out with myself, I work out with, teenagers. And then when I come in here, being from a small school or a small town, I just let them know that, anything is possible. And that guy standing on that wall, every time I get tired during the set, I take a look up and I see where I'm at and I see where I want to become.
That's awesome. I can only imagine that is so inspiring for you, but for these kids as well. And you discussed with us last year about all the work that you've done off the field. We're going to get into that a bit later in the show. By the way, I guess I should have, a picture of myself holding this drink just to remind myself, keep going on hard days. You can do it. Drinks and Binks. What are we drinking here today? What's your drink of choice?
I'm on Crown. I got Crown and Coke. That's my go-to. What are you drinking?
Crown Royal. I always drink whatever my guests drink. So I actually have a little proper 12 in here because they're very nice. They sent us some of this. So shout out to Conor McGregor. But I love Crown Royal just because it's Canadian. I love everything Canadian, if you haven't noticed in these past 10 seconds of the show. What are we toasting to today, Darius?
Just more life. With 2020 just passing, so many things that's going on in life, and we're happy to be here. So cheers to more life.
Cheers to more life. Let's go. Okay, excited too. That's nice. Haven't had really like a whiskey and Coke in a hot minute since I was degenerate at the bar, but I'm glad to dive back in there with you here today. So, Darius, got it. Let's just get this out of the way. Let's get to the exciting news, the off-season news. You guys got a new man at the helm, welcoming in Carson Wentz to the Colts. I know you're probably pretty jacked up about it. What was the group text like when you guys found out the news?
To be totally honest, Coach Frank called Kenny and I, and we sat there on the phone. We talked about it before, just letting him know what type of guy he was, because you always want to know who's coming into the training or the locker room, what type of person he is, what type of man he is, what type of player or type of teammate. So we had a conversation there. Then once everything went through. We all just reached out to him, just wished him, welcome to Indy, let him know that, we're here to help. We're here to, be his teammate, be his brother, and just let him know that we're looking forward to the challenge. We know that nothing is going to be easy. We tell him that, we got to come in, we got to work hard, and we got one ultimate goal, that's to win the Super Bowl. And hopefully we can do that. I mean, we believe in him. We hope he can, bring his talents, his leadership, and everything else, and lead his team to the right direction.
Yeah, it's very exciting. So take me through that timeline then. Like, you guys were all called and told. It sort of reminds me like when my mom started dating again and she introduced me and my brother to like the new boyfriend before, we saw him. So how long was it before you guys, the news was broken that he was going to be on the Colts?
A day. Yeah, it was about a day before that, before he signed. So I was just glad it wasn't like a week, because I'm not too great at secrets. I don't like
Same.
With big news like that. I want to tell somebody. So I was glad that it was a quick turnaround. I was able to talk about it, discuss it, and actually have a conversation with him.
I'm surprised that you guys were able to keep it so hush hush for that amount of time.
We had to. Everything confidentiality. You got to. You don't want to risk anything. You don't want to jeopardize anything. So when the coach trusting you, we got our three pillars: team, trust, and toughness. And one of the things we talk about is trust, and he got to be able to trust us that we're not going to see anything, and that's what we got to do.
Yeah, I completely agree. So with this, you're in a unique situation, Darius. The last time I spoke with you, it was about the fact that Andrew Luck had retired and you guys didn't have a quarterback yet at the helm. Then we have Phillip Rivers come in. Then we have Carson Wentz come in, which is a unique situation for really any player to have three different quarterbacks in 3 different years. What's something we, fans, the media, couldn't possibly understand, and other teams that have had quarterbacks for years and years and years consecutively, about what it's like to be in this kind of position?
For a defensive guy or anybody else on the team, you want someone that's going to be a quarterback, for a long time. Like you said, we had Andrew first year, and you had Jacoby, now Phillip, we had Phillip, and now Carson's coming on. So, you got to learn them. Everybody was a different, because Andrew was more quiet, really didn't say too much, and then Jacoby was an outgoing guy, and then you got Phillip, who's a competitor, he's funny, stuff like that. So now you got to sit here, okay, what type of leadership roles did Carson Wentz bring to the table? Now you got to understand, how can you practice against him? Can you talk as much trash as you would to anybody else? Now it's just more so, how can we mesh this thing together? How can we mesh his personality with our personalities, and how can we get everybody minds focused on winning the Super Bowl? And that's what the hard thing is. I commend every quarterback that came in for the past 3 years for one season and do what they do, because it's so hard to be a quarterback in the NFL. I sit there, I talk to Phillip a lot this season, and just realizing what it takes to be a quarterback. If you ever heard one of their play calls, it's 2 sentences, and that's very tough. And for Phillip to come here and do what he did his first year, and Jacoby to do what he do, it shows what it really takes to be a quarterback and what leadership roles and everything. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's a challenge, and I'm always up for one.
It feels like you've probably had to learn a lot more about the quarterback position over the last couple of years because of the amount of questions coming at you. You feel as though you know more about it because just that's all the questions, quarterbacks. Yeah, because a lot of times, you're not even talking about, linebacker stuff. You're not even talking about the defense. You're talking about, the opposing side of the ball, and that is offense. And luckily, I honestly don't mind talking about it because,
I'm a team guy, and I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna shoot it straight forward. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. And it's just that when a team needs a quarterback, they're gonna have to find someone to talk to about what's the question. Because everybody got questions. Everybody got a question. We have questions that we don't even have the answer to. So I know the people, fans, everybody want to know. So they got to be asked.
Well, we have lots more questions that we want to ask you, Darius Leonard. When we return after this break on Drinks with Binks, don't go anywhere. We are sipping on a little Crown and Coke.
Hello, this is Michael Bennett, New York Times bestseller. And guess what? I had Drinks with Binks. Oh, it's hot.
Hey guys, welcome back to Drinks with Binks. I'm JSB. We're so thrilled to have two-time All-Pro linebacker from the Colts, Darius Leonard, here with us today, sipping on a little Crown and Coke because it's the off-season, right? You can do what you want. You can do what you want all the time, whatever you like, folks. And speaking of, during the commercial break, we were talking about the fact that you're always asked about quarterbacks, and it's like people blow kind of past the fact of like, hey, I'm on the team too. I have a role. I'm a person. And I remember last year at Super Bowl week, we discussed the MANIAC. That's your persona that you adopted from college, and now, how has the MANIAC evolved this year?
This year, just learning the game more. I feel like the first couple of weeks, I felt so many teams, I'm battling between 2 or 3 people just to make the play, or they starting off sideline to sideline, and then they try to run straight at me and just try to get me tired. So it's more so just learning the game, learning how teams are trying to attack you, learning how to get off blocks quicker. Just stuff like that, just learning the game a whole lot quicker and recognizing the formation, recognizing the play quicker than I did the first 2.
So then, this is something none of us could do, let alone understand how to do. But what's it like trying to tackle Derrick Henry?
Woo! Oh man, it's like okay, I'll put it like this. I'm weighing probably at the time when I face him, I'm probably I say 218, 220, and then you got a 200 and I ain't gonna give him nothing lower than 260. It's like a big old freight train just running right at you. And then the worst part is when you fighting off a block and you go to lean and it's just you and him and you have absolutely no power. And that's what sucks. Because he's definitely he's a hard guy to bring down. And then the crazy part is like he has speed, he has power, and he have a nasty stiff arm. So you really don't know exactly how to tackle him. So you gotta get him before he gets going. That's what I try to do. I try to hit him. I try to hit him my head, cross his waistline, try to squeeze his legs and wrap and roll. I'm a smaller guy, so I try to use my quickness and size against him. But it's a challenge.
That does not sound nice. Sounds like throwing yourself in front of a car where you're like, I don't think this is gonna stop it, but I gotta try.
Oh yeah, trust me. That next couple of days, I'm very sore. After the Tennessee game, just facing him and hitting him maybe 20 to 30 times a game.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll have to watch for that this year. It looks that way on TV. I just can't even imagine being on the field going up against that. Last year when we chatted, you told me you had 15 goals, which was great because I can't even remember 15 things right now. So for you this year, what is your goal number this year? And also, can you tell us one that would surprise us maybe?
Since I met 3 last year. So I took them off the list because I was just wanted to continue to get better. So I say I have 11 goals right now. And the bad part about that, I met All-Pro. I met the Pro Bowl, and that was it. I didn't reach 200 tackles. I didn't reach 10 sacks. I didn't have 5 interceptions. I didn't have 5 forced fumbles. I didn't win Player of the Year. I didn't win MVP. I didn't win Super Bowl. I didn't win Super Bowl MVP.
Okay. Yeah, there's some pretty big goals.
I got a list.
Here's all the things I didn't accomplish in 2020. Also, a lot of people didn't accomplish anything then. But what's then I mean, like, what's something that you can tell us that would be sort of interesting about what's still left that maybe isn't particularly a number for a game, but for you in life?
I want to open up my own parks and recreation here in South Carolina. I want to go back to school and get my master's in parks and recreation administration, and I want to, buy about maybe 60 acres and open up a facility for, kids could come in. It's gonna be like a learning facility, and then I'm gonna have like basketball things, football, and all type of stuff. Just trying to make the kids more active in the community, and make sure to just keep them out of the streets. It's crazy now that with COVID hitting and everything's closing, kids don't have nothing to do. And where I'm from, and it's so crazy that so many kids are, joining gangs or, selling drugs or doing the wrong things. So I'm just trying to come back and try to get the kids on the right path and let them know that there's another way out than the street life.
You have done a lot with mental health awareness, which I'm very thankful for. I'm someone who likes to put that out on social media as highlighting, trying to normalize mental health awareness. And with Kicking the Stigma, the campaign you're with, what's something that you hope general managers, front office people, owners in the NFL understand and grasp about mental health?
I'm glad you asked that, because a lot of people, every interview I had have not asked me that question of what I would want the owners and everything to see, because during the draft process, I get asked, or a player get asked 1,000 questions, and not one of them even question how's your life, how's your mental, how do you feel? And I feel like that NFL owners really need to understand who they're drafting or who they're bringing into their facility. Because just because, people put a smile on because you got to. I mean, that's where you work at. You're trying to make sure you do all the right things. And I need owners, I need GMs, I need coaches to let the adults know that it's okay if you're not okay. We are behind you, and you don't have to hide anything, because a lot of times when it comes down to mental health, and especially in the professional sport, it's a fear to say, okay, if I open my mouth, these kids, they're going to say that I'm a liability, I'm a distraction to the team, and 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to cut me. So I just need GMs and everybody to let players know that we're with you no matter what. We love you on the field, but your mental is the most important thing that we care about. And once we do that, it's fine, because it didn't take me until 2 years to say something. And I felt like, because especially as a rookie, you don't want to say anything as a rookie. I came in with my brother Dales. I was injured. I couldn't get the playbook as fast as everybody. So my mind was going all over the place, and I didn't feel like I had a voice to say anything. I was so scared to say something. And now I just wish people just come out and let the players know that they're standing behind them no matter what.
Well, it's huge for you to be able to take this step and to showcase your own journey and path, because I mean, everyone in some form or fashion deals with mental health. I mean, it's a way of life, right? At this point, just dealing with so many different aspects of it. And we've seen in NBA, DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Love, these guys stepping up, and it being a real rallying point for so many others to say, hey, hand up. Yeah, I deal with depression. I deal with anxiety, and that's okay. Like, we're here to help you with that. That doesn't make you any lesser than, and you should be embraced rather than shunned, which is sort of that toxic masculinity idea of like, you're not allowed to sort of feel that way. So I think it's huge what you're doing with Kicking the Stigma, and hopefully, what you're doing can definitely help so many others and help change the minds of those in power and how they view mental health. We have a whole lot more we want to get to with you on the program. Guys, don't go anywhere. We have 2-time All-Pro with the Indianapolis Colts, Darius Leonard. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, I'm Brandy Rhodes, Chief Brand Officer of AEW, and I gulped down Drinks with Binks, and I still got a ways to go.
Hey guys, welcome on back to Drinks with Binks. I'm JSB, and we have Darius Leonard here from the Colts, 2-time All-Pro linebacker. And last year he told me that he's a big fan of wrestling, so I thought, well, obviously we're going to play NFL WrestleMania, where you're going to, I don't know why I just did it that way. I'm going to say a wrestler, but an iconic wrestler, and you're going to tell me who they most resemble in the NFL, whether your teammate or anyone else. Lego. Okay. Ric Flair most resembles who?
Ric Flair, I would say just because of the way he dressed very flashy. And I'm gonna say T.Y. T.Y. is a very flashy dresser. You know, he loves wearing Versace, Gucci, and all that stuff. He loves to look good when traveling to a plane. Ric Flair loves to look good when he's traveling. So I'm gonna get that to T.Y.
Okay, Andre the Giant. Who's that? Larger than life?
Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell is huge. You know, he's by far one of the biggest human beings that, you know, I've ever seen. I definitely got to give it to him or DeForest Buckner. Both of them are some huge human beings.
Okay, final extra bonus round here. I'm Mean Gene Okerlund over here, and you are I'm going to ask you to cut a promo on getting free agents to come to the Colts. So, Darius Leonard, let's go. Mike is yours.
I'm Darius Leonard, linebacker for Indianapolis Colts, been here for 3 years, and free agents. If you ever think about coming down to the Indianapolis Colts to be a football player, all you need is hard work, trust, putting the team first, and make sure you work hard. You got to hustle, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Don't think you're going to come in and don't run to the ball. If the play on the opposite side, you have nothing to do with it. We're a team that runs hard. We're a team that play hard. We're a team that care for each other. It's not about single people accolades. So if you ever think about coming down to the Indianapolis Colts, make sure you leave all of your arrogance and everything where you left it and come on down to the Indianapolis Colts. We'd love to have you. Boom.
Oh, let's go. Woo-hoo-hoo. That was very Ultimate Warrior, maybe.
Yes.
Good pitch. Also, we could probably sell that as like a commercial for the Indianapolis Colts.
We could, yes. It sounded like I was about to sell a car or something, so yeah.
I was just going to say real estate agent, something like that, but it's very convincing. I appreciate that. Okay, that was awesome. We got to take a quick time out. We'll be back to here where we can find out where Darius Leonard is next. Don't go anywhere. This is Drinks with Binks. Subscribe to the Fubo Sports YouTube page for clips and full episodes. Follow us at Fubo Sports on all social media channels. Also available in podcast form wherever you find your favorite pods. Guys, we've had an awesome time drinking and binking here with none other than Darius Leonard from the Indianapolis Colts, two-time All-Pro linebacker. Darius, where can we find you next?
You can find me on my social media. Instagram is Mr_Highflyer. You find me on Facebook, Darius Leonard, and you can find me on Twitter at DSLEON45.
And we know that you're also doing a lot with Kicking the Stigma. Is there anything else that you want us to know about? Any other projects that you're working on?
Just my foundation. My foundation, MANIAC Foundation, should be dropping next month, hopefully. So just be on the lookout for that. Just trying to give back as many ways as I can.
We really appreciate the time right now, and good luck next season. Cannot wait to see how you guys do. A new chapter for the Colts. Always an exciting time to see how Indianapolis does with a new man at the helm. But hey, we're not here talking about quarterbacks. We're here talking about the defense. That's where the work gets done. Thank you once again. And guys out there, remember, you can check out all of our episodes, past and present, on our YouTube account at Fubo Sports. Until next time, bottoms up, bitches.